Hello, team. Greetings for the day. We are looking forward to have a quick Q&A session here, where I'll be trying to answer your queries with any concerns which you have with respect to ISTQB certification, be it foundation, be it advanced level, or any specific specialized certification. We'll be just trying to explore everything together here. If in case you have any questions, this window is for you to get your queries resolved. So anytime if you have any query, any specific thing to talk about, you're free to put your questions on chat, and I'll be taking those questions one after the other to address your queries and help you understand ISTQB better and make your preparation easy and simple so that all of you can actually look forward to get passed through the examination, and of course recommend people about more into the preparation of ISTQB, as well as getting certified with that. That has a lot of value to your portfolio. So just feel free to respond here and let me know. This live session is created for all the aspirants who are having a lot of questions with respect to ISTQB certifications. Just feel free to drop the same. There's a first comment coming on, like, thank you for all your videos. I took my exam yesterday and I passed in the first time. Congratulations to Buket. That's how I get your name. And that really gives me a great pleasure that people are getting forward with their certifications and, of course, being proud of that. And that gives me really a great inspiration to keep up the good work for all the other aspirants following this. Thank you so much for that. And all the best for all your future endeavors. I wish you very good luck for that. Nazir coming up with another ISTQ Foundation. Are there specific topics from the syllabus which they don't cover in the examination? I'm trying to narrow it down for revision purpose. Yes, Nazir, when you talk about some of the topics, like you may see some of the awkward content, probably like when you talk about software testing as a context. So there might not be, which is like the topic what I'm talking about is from chapter 2. So chapter 2, there are some initial introductions, probably some add-on topics. You may not see a direct question from there, but yeah, there might be some concept which will be taken to address any other question in the concern, but not exactly a straightforward question. Another thing which you see is from when it comes to chapter 6, there are a lot of contents which are provided initially, but if you see, there are a niche area where actually the question comes from. So if I'm talking about chapter 6, the classification of the tools, that really plays a vital role, because they have a very good option to answer that and ask you a question from. So you can concentrate on those areas more compared to exploring that what kind of tool it is, or what kind of tool support we get, how automation works. Some of the benefits would be helpful, but not everything what you see around in chapter 6. So there are possibility of just two questions, one from the 6.1 and second from the 6.2. Then you just concentrate on the classification of tool, because that's a very common question which comes across when we talk about examination. And from 6.2, the second question can be from the, what kind of factors is basically considered for success rate of tools within organization. And when you talk about more of a kind of like the pilot project, what is the pilot project objective? So yeah, so there are topics. If you go through my videos, I would have mentioned there clearly that what kind of topics are really important, what typical questions are. The sample questions will give you a lot of information, what topics are excluded or generally not asked. So I would have mentioned somewhere in my video, each tutorial, that which topic is more important or what part of it is very important to be prepared when it comes to that. So that's absolutely fine. Okay, you can prepare accordingly. All right, thank you again, Bikat. I would like to do that, and probably I would see your feedback as like I did really well for chapter 4 and chapter 5, because yes, we have 20 marks from chapter 4 and 5 together. So I think that's more important and more crucial for anyone to understand with respect to chapter 4 and 5, whereas other chapters are simple and easy to understand. So I had to put more pressure when it came to chapter 4 and 5. But yes, at the same time, yeah, thank you so much for your feedback, and I really appreciate that. Thanks, Nazar. So I'll be available here, team, throughout that 1 hour of time which I have allocated now. So every weekend on Saturday, I would like to give some time to all my participants based on the request, because everyone was busy looking for a live session where I can really address your queries then and there. So I'm available here for an hour time, and you are free to just let me know if you have any question, any concern with respect to the same. So any kind of suggestions are always also welcome to make the channel a little stronger for you or a little efficient for anyone to prepare well. So you are free to just let me know if in case you have any better suggestions to add more value to the channel and increase the efficiency of your preparation to do that. Yes, if you talk about my another YouTube channel, that is to actually drill down the content on the ISTQB Foundation, and not limited to that. I'll be actually talking irrespective of certification, but yes, everything about testing. So probably more after the certification, people have come back to me stating that why don't we get something more from you. Just alone ISTQB would be definitely helpful for us to clear the examination, but when it comes to industry practices and a lot of such protocols to be followed within organization, we also have certain queries which are related to scenario. So how do we implement these concepts back into the organization when we start working? So I started a new channel based on that request, because I wanted to keep this channel exclusively only for certifications, where one after the other different certification preparation will be following. But yes, when it comes to the other channel, which is testing in nutshell, I'm trying to keep more on the testing driven point of view, which is going to have everything from the ISTQB, but also additionally how things work, how terminology works, how process works within organization as a practice is what we are looking ahead for. So that's what is more important. If you can look forward for that channel as well, it will add a really lot of value for your preparation and understanding. Another thing coming from Milos, that is, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. It's all my pleasure, Milos, and thanks for joining us on the live session. It's my pleasure to see you here. That's really great. Okay, Nazir, thanks for that suggestion. Is that you have something considered in terms of writing a book? Believe me or not, I was just busy an hour ago reviewing my final draft of my book, and it will be releasing probably in a coming week or maybe a week later than that, because it still has to go with the press and other printing process. So yeah, my book will be releasing soon, and I'll be definitely posting that here on my channel. That what exactly the book contains and how it's going to be. And yes, I'll be making an announcement, official announcement, when I finally have my book into the market. Sure, definitely. You can look forward to purchase the book because I'll be doing it as international release. So you can, I'll be sharing the links as well on my community page. So you can be, there all the time to see what kind of a base I have, and you can definitely look forward to have my book for your preparation. I just wish that that book is better than my tutorials to give you the similar kind of experience what you actually get with the material what I have online here on YouTube. So it should be better than that, so that it gives you the similar kind of feeling when it comes to looking at a book and preparing well for that. So yeah, I've got some other questions as well here from Milos. Can you please tell me when we prepare for ISTQV? Do we need to search from other sources more, or we can just follow your tutorials? Okay, so Milos, regarding this question, I would rather say the tutorials are enough to actually understand the context, the content, and the preparation guidelines, including the syllabus, which will be helpful for you to understand everything about the certification point of view. Beyond that, you are always free because I do not constrain my participants to have a confined limit to understand any concept. You are free to explore the world and come back with any kind of queries. You can drop me a text in under the comment of that particular video, whichever it is related to, and you can definitely let me know so that I can give you more about that. Plus, specifically if you say is there anything else required beyond that, no. If you have been through my videos, you have understood everything subjected, you do not have any clarifications, any doubts before you can actually say yourself as a confident person. But yeah, for mock test or sample questions, you can definitely look around and add more confidence and boost your understanding with respect to the certification sample questions, which will definitely be required. So you can go ahead and look for more options to explore. But yes, during this conversation, when we come to the sample questions, I would like to say that there are a lot of sources online who are saying there are a lot of sample questions, mock tests available, but a lot of questions in that are out of syllabus or probably from the previous version of the syllabus, which is no longer valid. So please do not confuse yourself. Keep your foundation, not the ISTQB foundation, your preparation foundation with respect to the sample questions provided by me. So that gives you a clear picture that what topics are covered, what typical types of questions appear in the examination. And then over that, you're free to explore anything, but just keep yourself clear that what is there as a part of the syllabus, what is not there as a part of the syllabus. Then I think you will have the best preparation ever when you go for the examination. So that is what recommendation I would like to give you at this point of time. But content wise, I think the tutorials, if you are clear enough, then you are good to go. You're free to proceed ahead. So, yep, looking forward for anything else. If you have, keep on. You can just drop me a text on the live chat, and I'm here to address your queries. It's just a live Q&A session, so you are free to ask me any kind of question related to the content, related to the concepts, or related to any query with respect to the certification, the process, examination, anything. Just let me know. I'm here to address your queries. Okay, I probably don't want to give this a shout out because this is not something which really needs an appreciation. Is another comment coming in that I failed due to 1 marks, though I went through all the tutorials, and I'm really sorry for that. But yes, no matter when people come back and comment on my channel that I passed the examination, thanks for your tutorial, thanks for your content, or thanks for your support. A lot of people even drop me direct mails from my community page that I need some, these are my questions, which if you can help me with that to understand the justification. So I keep on responding to them. So what I would recommend at this point of time is yes, whenever people come back and tell me that I passed because of you, I never want to take the 100% credit. I always respond back to them saying that it's only 50% of effort what I have put. The other 50% of effort comes from you. So of course, I think I would rather recommend you that maybe probably you went wrong with some of the understanding, some of the question answers, or the typical way of the question generally ISTQB asks you. So you have to be more confident with that, because 1 mark is something which is very, plays a vital role when it comes to passing it. But in other way, I say 1 mark is nothing. So probably you have to put that effort where it is. And I'm open to any kind of support. If you need, just feel free to reach out to me. I'm there to assist you. I also do a lot of online sessions. So, if you are thinking that only one way video tutorials are not going to help you, or you are not one of that kind who can only understand by the videos, just feel free to reach me out. I can give you a quick brush up as well, or probably, we can talk and understand where you are lacking, and I can give you more heads up on that. So that will be really great to address your weak areas, and definitely assist that to, get hit with a perfect score next time when you appear. So I would like to wish you all the best, and just reach out to me by any means. I have all the details on my page, YouTube channel as well. There is a LinkedIn, and there's Twitter, everything. And reach me anyhow, and I'm there to address your queries and answer them well anytime. Okay, so just you can connect with me, and we can have a call 1-to-1 where I can address your queries. So I'm always free for that. Sure, Nazir, is that fine with you? Okay, so there's another one coming from Nikita Mane. Nikita Mane, kasa kai tusi? Okay, so welcome to the channel. How do I give ISTQB exam in India? Of course, there is a website which I'm just dropping on the chat for Nikita Mane. That is the Indian website for ITB is istqb.in. So please visit this website. There you will find on the menu on the top, you will find out foundation as a tab. So drop down there and click on exam schedule, and you can go with the process which is defined online and follow the process for registration. There are also good contact details for the concerned person to talk to him and get the confirmation with respect to what kind of process we have to follow, how I can make the payment and schedule examination. Now, due to this pandemic, we are actually having everywhere, like most of the countries, we are now conducting proctor-based examination. So you will be able to take your examination from home, and you don't really have to worry about the general process which we had earlier. So just go to istqb.in. If you don't find the right process or you have any confusion there, just reach to the contact us page. Concerned person is Pravesh. You can talk to him, and Pravesh will address your queries to help you with the process. He's a very kind person, and he is always there to address the aspirants and participants in terms of helping them to get through the examination. So Nikita, that's what the process is. You can visit istqb.in, and that will be all what you need to do. Okay, there's another questions in ISTQB Foundation chapter wise 1-6. I'm so sorry I don't get your name. That's double D, whatever it is. Yes, of course. So there is a question pattern, I would like to say, which generally ISTQB follows for any examination, not only for foundation. When it comes to any certification, there is a breakup provided to you. And I have very well mentioned that during the sample questions of each tutorial, each topic or each chapter, that how many questions appear there. So if you are listening to me right now, we have chapter 1, we have 8 questions. Chapter 2, we have 5 questions. Chapter 3, we have 5 questions. Chapter 4, we have 11 questions. Chapter 5, we have 9 questions. And chapter 6, we have 2 questions. So putting together, we have 40 questions, and it is chapter wise, of course. So as you see, chapter 4 and 5 together have 20 questions. So you have to put more, time, or allocate more time for the preparation on that. That would help you really to get the great access. So yes, the questions are chapter wise, and there's a different breakup available. And you can also visit the istqb.org or istqb.in or your country specific board to know more about the exam structure, which will be definitely there. Yes, of course. So this live video is being recorded and it will be available on the channel once this session ends. So you can always refer that if you, in case, miss anything during the conversation. So you can always refer back, or free to drop me a text, drop me a comment on any video, and then you can just let me know if you, in case you have any queries beyond that. So even after the session. Okay, I meant that question will be coming in same sequence from chapter 1 to chapter 6. Okay, if you are specific about the sequence of the questions, that's not going to happen, of course, because it's not an academic examination like your graduation or like your school days that you try to look for chapter 1 questions and chapter 2 questions to illustrate. But what I would like to rather say, because when it comes to examination of ISTQB, you have been through all the 6 chapters. So let the question be in any order. Is just that you have to answer the questions which you come across. It's not that whether you have to be specific with respect to the chapter, because they are not sometimes just limited to the content for any chapter. Sometimes they look forward to combine some of the concepts from different topics, like chapter 1 in chapter 2 or chapter 2 in chapter 4. So they try to pull out some of the concepts like white box testing. White box testing is basically from chapter 2, but they can use this concept, what you learned in chapter 2, in chapter 4 as well to derive some of the context and then give you a question from there. So, yes, the questions in the examination will not be sequenced as per the chapter for your kind information. But if you want, of course, you can prepare and understand or remember the topics which you have covered as a part of each chapter or each topic, and then you can actually target what questions are from which chapter, just to recall that. Otherwise, that is not going to anyhow help you to answer any question. To answer the questions during the examination, all you need to know is entire syllabus. Okay, entire syllabus to answer the questions. If you know that, you will be able to answer. If you are unable to understand that, of course, you will not be able to answer that. Is the exam time span 60 minutes or 75 minutes? Okay. A lot of people ask me this question, and that's really very important for everyone to know. Because when you visit the official website of ISTQB, you will find both the timings there. A lot of people say 60, a lot of people say 75. So let me give you a clarity here. When it comes to ISTQB Foundation, it is for 60 minutes as English language. But if in case you are attempting your examination in any other language than English, probably like some of the countries have some different language or different, specific country, specific language like German, or you talk about Spanish, you talk about Arabic. So if you are taking any other language than English, then your time will be 75 minutes. That 15 minutes extra is for the different languages other than English. So if it is English, it is going to be 60 minutes. Any other language than English, it is 75 minutes. So I think I addressed your query there. So yes, if you have any more concerns, any more questions to answer your queries, feel free to drop me here on live chat. I'm going to pick up, give you a shout out as well, and then you're definitely free to get your responses right here live in front of you. So you don't have to anyways wait for my responses on the comments. Rather, right now you can utilize this moment to get all the responses. Okay, another request coming from DD again. That is, when are the results declared? Okay, generally when you take online examination, it is on the spot. The moment you submit your examination, you can actually see your scores on the screen. In case not, in case you do not see, you only see the submission of your examination, it will take another few days, like 2 or 3 days, to get your results over the mail. So the concerned team will get back to you probably just within 48 to 72 hours, and you will have your result with you with the details of the scores as well. So that is how the results are now being declared when you talk about the proctor-based examination. There's another query coming from Akshay Parav. Where can I find sample mock test for ISTQB Foundation exams? Akshay, I think there are a lot of websites available, but to be frank, if you personally ask me, I do not have an official recommendation for them because they include a lot of old sample paper questions as well, which are from 2011 or maybe previous than that as well. So you must be just careful. That's my caution when you come to the preparation of mock test or sample test, that you keep an eye open with respect to the syllabus before you actually start considering that yes, these are actually the question from the examination. They are question from examination, but not probably from the new syllabus. So say for example, you see a question on cyclomatic complexity, but cyclomatic complexity is no longer in foundation syllabus. But yes, it was there before 2011. So yeah, a lot of sample papers may have such tricky questions which you need to filter out. And for that, I may drop you right away some of the links on the chat which you can actually refer to and start preparing on this. But yeah, just keep an eye open in terms of making sure that what is there and what is not there. So I don't want you to have any kind of confusion with respect to that. And let me see if I have got something else as well. Okay, there's another website which I'm just putting it across to you. So please make sure you can refer that. But yes, my caution is keep your eye open while you are looking at these questions and be sure about the syllabus which you have prepared for, because I personally do not recommend these things to anyone. But as a lot of people ask me for sample, because I'm trying to prepare one for myself, I'm going to come up with a website soon which will have everything as per the new syllabus, so that I do not confuse my audience anymore with respect to such recommendations. Okay, so Akshay, you can follow those links and it will be very helpful. Another request coming from Nazar, that is, they asked me for a 3-point BBA question. Lucky had learned it from you. All right, thank you so much for that. If my videos were quite helpful for you to prepare on that. And yes, I have considered a lot of things with respect to such techniques in my textbook, which will be releasing soon. So I will do the announcement very soon on my page. So you can stay tuned for that. My pleasure, Didi. Thank you for addressing all my queries. It's all my pleasure to assist my participants and my audience well, so that I can get a lot of blessings and a lot of responses from you in terms of positive way and a great recommendation to take my good work ahead for everyone. Akshay says, thank you. I'll be careful with respect to the new syllabus. I have watched all your videos. They are really helpful. It's all my pleasure again, Akshay. Thanks for giving me that feedback. It really acts like a fuel for me to keep up the good work for everyone out there. When will your website be launching? Yeah, I think it will take a little more time. I'm not sure exactly because I've just started the design work right now, and I want to make your experience with that website a very convenient one, and with respect to the recent trends and technology, so that you have 60 minutes of time, 40 questions, and well maintained, so that the system picks up random set of questions every time you take up a new mock, so that you can not be actually repeating the same mock again and again. So we are just in the design phase right now. Probably it will take 15 to 30 days to finally launch that. I'm not sure how far you have time to prepare for this foundation, but yeah, you are free to reach out to me as I'm giving you that window after the live session as well, and I'll be happy to assist you well and address your queries. All right, so welcome, good morning. Okay, I see your name as good morning. Welcome aboard. Where can I find exam questions for Agile tester certification beside the official ISTQB page? Yes, there are two links which I've just shared on the top, which you can look forward to. You will have a lot of questions there. But again, be specific in terms of the syllabus. But yes, if it comes to Agile tester certification, there are no previous syllabus, because once it launched for the first time, it's the same syllabus still. So the questions, whatever you will find there, is going to be the same. So you can actually look forward to that. So there are two links which I've shared on the top. See, the one is the testpot.com, and the second link is istqb.patshala.com, and you can take up the ISTQB test there and have a lot of sample questions and mock assessment which you can refer to. So yeah, just feel free in case you have any other question, any more questions, and I'm here to assist you well, answer your queries so that you have good preparation at the end of the day. And all I need is your best wishes in terms of making my job good and keeping it up for future helps of the other certification which you would like to take again and come back to my channel. That's all. So there are a lot of things when it comes to the preparation. A lot of tips and tricks which you need to follow. Probably when you look at the sample questions, that's most important thing that you try to be sure about how they actually put the questions. Because in my tutorials for sample questions, you would have seen I have highlighted that some of the words are very tricky every time it comes to a word, which will be just one word, but probably change the entire sentence meaning. So I would like to give you a recommendation here that when it comes to any sample question, just make sure that you read the question carefully, understand the meaning behind that, and then look at the options. Now, another thing here is even if you get the very first option as right, that means if you think that A is the right answer, please give a look through or walk through to B, C, D as well, because you never know when you are actually missing out something very important. Because a lot of options are very tricky and it could be difficult at some time to select the very first option as right. So please give some time, be patient, be relaxed when you are appearing for the examination, read the question carefully, understand the meaning behind it, and then come to the options. Again, while reading the option, read the option carefully, get the meaning behind it, and then pick the right option. That will be the best way you can crack your examination and pass the examination in one go. So that's my personal experience with the examination when I took my other examinations back time. And yes, there are a lot of people who come back to me and say that this approach was really helpful because I do a lot of online trainings as well and assist the participants. So they follow the tips and tricks there. And they come back to me and say that, especially the tips which you provided during the session was really helpful for me. And that could basically make me to pass the examination. Otherwise, the examination was easy, but yes, tricky at the same time. Okay, so another examination question coming here is the exam fees. Is ISTQB exam fees reduced or increased due to pandemic? We have to give online exam at home. Um, I'm not sure about the other boards, but yes, I know few of the country boards who have kept their prices same. Like for example, I've recently came across the boards in Saudi Arabia, second is Malaysia, and then India. So three countries I have interacted during this pandemic for a lot of trainings, and all three boards came up with saying that we are having the same cost for the examination. It's just that instead of having a center-based or Pearson one or any kind of center-based examination, we are doing it as a proctor-based examination. That means at home you can take your examination. You have to turn on your camera, show around your place where you will be taking the examination, making sure that no one else is available and you do not have any other resource to refer during the examination. And then you can take up the proctored based examination. That means someone will be live with you during that examination time and he will be observing your movements, probably the eye movements and your physical movements while you are taking the examination. And the cost is actually the same. There is no increase or no decrease in the cost, that remains the same. Okay, another question coming up here uh, is it enough to go through syllabus and all your videos for clearing foundation examination? Absolutely correct. Yes, if you have been through the syllabus, you will get the idea that what content is being covered. And following that, if you go through my tutorials, then it will give you the justification and explanation of those content which are just written briefly in the syllabus. So it will add more value to your preparation if you have a combination of the syllabus which is available online. Following that, if you go through my tutorials, it will just boost up your understanding. So if you have been through both the things, it's amazing and completely done with your preparation. But yes, another additional component will be just try with certain sample questions to check your knowledge. That's very important to do before you can actually hit the examination. because it is a certification examination, and not only the knowledge will help you, having a good understanding of sample questions will actually give you the best response at the end of the day. So that's how it is. Where will you analyze, review testable features? The answer during test analysis. Yeah, yes, absolutely right, Nazar. You analyze or review testable features or test bases during test analysis. So yes, that's the right place to do that. And it's one of the activity or the very first activity which you begin with during the test analysis. And that is to review the test bases and also to identify the testable features from the test bases. So yeah, that's correct. Do you also take live trainings for ISTQB Foundation preparation? Yes, my dear friend, I do a lot of live sessions from my free time because obviously I'm engaged with a lot of other commitments with different organizations. Currently, I'm doing freelance consulting for a lot of different organizations across the globe. So I would have some time remaining from my schedule, which I keep it reserved for participants like you who would like to seek a one-to-one session or probably a classroom session kind of thing, like having few people in the crowd and then doing a batch session. So yes, I do a lot of online sessions for different certifications. So you can always approach me or drop me a text, drop me a mail, drop me a live chat on LinkedIn, Twitter, anywhere, so that I can connect with you and give you more details about the same. So subjected, you are interested to dig more about this preparation, I'm there to help you and assist you well every time. So yeah, I hope that answers your query, and we are free to look forward for anything else if you all have to discuss. Okay, so that's what we were just making sure that when it comes to the preparation, please go through the syllabus once. Syllabus is actually going to give you the exact keyword, exact flow, exact content what they are trying to cover as a part of the certification. Other than that, my tutorial will actually give you the explanation of those contents because the syllabus actually doesn't have everything in detail. There is a PDF which you can find online on istqb.org, which you will also find the link in the description of each video. So you can download that and go through this, which is just a crisp syllabus to understand what exactly is being covered and what all we are talking about. But in case any topic you think that, no, I didn't get this point, I didn't get this terminology, or I didn't get this approach, in my video tutorial for the same topic, you will find that. So yes, going through the syllabus is really important, and topping up with the justification of my tutorials will boost or prepare you perfectly for the examination. So just follow this approach and it will be really helpful. Another thing coming after getting certificate, what are your recommendations for improving skills before finding a job? Some real project or something? Yeah, of course. If you are a fresher, probably you are first time interacting with testing and you are through with your certification, I would recommend you to take up some internship or probably some kind of freelancing projects if you can get an opportunity to do that. That will give you a clear picture of how things actually happen in real time. We do understand that when it comes to these certifications for a fresher, you do not have any real time exposure. And certifications are limited to the theoretical concepts. And of course, you may not have any kind of practical exposure to it. So, of course, doing some live projects, and there are a lot of websites. You can go to Guru 99, which is another website which is well recommended across the globe, not only in India, but there are many other countries who follow guru99.com. And they have a lot of such real time projects which they can give it to you, and you can actually start working on that to implement the learnings which you have done through your certification. So that would be the best approach I think I would like to recommend you. Yes, if you can really do some good project before finding a job, that will give you a clear picture that what kind of interview questions they can expect, or probably also give you a quick update on how the things really gets implemented when it comes to the real world. So yeah, that would be the best idea to have that done before you can start looking for a job. Another question coming from chapter 2, that is regression testing is most important during iterative model, right? Yes, of course it is. When you talk about the continuous integration or continuous deployments, every time you add something new to the existing. And that is really important to make sure that the existing is not impacted by anything which you add new. So that requires a regression test suite to be executed to make sure that whatever we already created, and when I do during iteration, I add something new to it, which we call it as continuous integration. So the other thing which we created earlier and tested it earlier, is it still working fine? Because when you add something new, it's just like a maintenance phase. And like you add something new to it, which is existing already, probably working fine. And when you integrate something new, it may impact. Now, when I say the word may, it's really important to keep that very importantly. That may means it may or may not. It might be possible that things can be impacted, and we just want to be sure. And to be sure, all you have to do is hit it with a regression test suite. That will give you a confidence that things are working still fine. So yes, regression testing is very important during iterative models. Another one coming, yes, Guru 99 is great with resources. True, absolutely. I myself recommend that, and probably I would recommend all my audience that if you need anything beyond the tutorials to explore more about, you can refer Guru 99. And you never know, maybe down the line after some time, I may come up with something similar because I really appreciate the work they have done there. And it really gives a great, good piece of information and great piece of exposure to a lot of real time industry practices. So I don't mind recommending anything good, and I'm not sponsored by Guru 99 for any such thing. But yes, personally, as on Good Window, I would like to recommend people because it can just help you to boost your knowledge and understanding. Any certification would you suggest for automation testing? Yes, Didi, we do have another certification in ISTQB as well. That is ISTQB Automation Test Engineer, which is on advanced level. After foundation, you can look forward to that. Additionally, if you are just not interested from ISTQB to look for a theoretical concept, we do have automation tool, specific tool certifications from their honors. So say, for example, if you talk about load runner or you talk about UFT, you talk about Selenium, or you have SOAP UI. So each tool has a certification in market, including the Salesforce, or you talk about Copado, any such thing. Any tool will have their own certification from their specific owners. So other than the ISTQB certification, you may look forward to have another set of certification from the tool specific vendors. So yes, you can look forward for these kind of certifications. Functional and non-functional testing occur on all test levels, right? Yes, I think I was supposed to highlight this. I did make a slight mistake in one of my tutorial in the entire series of ISTQB Foundation. That is, when it came to chapter 2, I don't remember the question number, probably it was 3 or 4. Instead of answering D, I marked my right answer as B, and even I narrated the same thing. But just make sure that the answer is D there. Functional and non-functional testing can happen at any level because we start implementing a lot of non-functional parameters as well right from the unit testing or unit level itself. So these things can be evaluated then and there. But yeah, when it comes to the dynamic execution of those quality characteristics, for example, if we talk about performance testing is all about making sure that response time is the same, or it is stable when we have more than 1,000 users, or talking about different scenarios. So it's really important that you start implementing such things right from the unit. Not only unit, I can say right from the design, because the performance or response time depends on the lot of factors like CPU utilization, type of processor, and then the memory leak concept. So a lot of things comes there. And yes, these things are not waiting for system testing to get over and then get surprised that okay, it cannot handle 1,000 users at a time. So what happens there is that we can actually start designing the product right from the architecture level, that this product is going to look forward to have a heavy crowd of probably 10,000 users at a later point of time. So of course, the code which you will be writing today is going to support that non-functional testing tomorrow. And we do not do that after system testing. Of course, right from the designing, coding, and unit testing, we start evaluating that. And thus we say the functional and non-functional testing can actually occur on any test level. So yeah, that's really important for you to consider that. We do not have non-functional levels in foundation level syllabus. Absolutely true. You do not have any non-functional level covered in the uh, foundation level syllabus. Team, please remember that the non-functional levels are other than the one what you see in your foundation level syllabus. Unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. These are the basic functional levels. Other than that, whatever you know, we do have 100 plus levels of testing. You have performance, security, reliability, recovery, compatibility, configuration, localization, internationalization, and portability, maintainability, reliability. I don't know, the list goes on. And all these are one or the other specific quality characteristics of a product. And yes, these are all non functional levels. And we have not discussed anything about any of the non functional level during our foundation level syllabus because they don't want you to get into the detail of such technical constraints in foundation level. So, foundation level does not cover any of the non functional parameter or any of the non-functional levels. They only introduce you to how to differentiate between functional and non-functional levels in chapter 2. So that's only from the point of introduction and differentiation between the two types of levels. Otherwise, you have no non-functional levels discussed at a part of foundation syllabus. Okay. Another thing coming here is during walkthrough review, is scribe optional or mandatory? The scribe is optional. It's not mandatory. I think you can go back to your syllabus and you can look for that because the only unique point to differentiate between the walkthrough and any other one is in walkthrough, author is the moderator. Whereas in other type of reviews, you may have moderator. For example, technical review, you will have moderator, a proper role defined for that. Inspection is actually your formal review process, completely the same. So you have a moderator there as well. Author is different person than moderator. Moderator is the one who runs the show, or he is responsible for conducting all the activity, coordinating between the team members to perform the activities, and author is the person who has written the document which is under review. So those two roles are different. But when it comes to walkthrough, it is author who becomes the moderator. As for example, I am the test manager and I have written a test plan, and I would like to invite some senior resources of testing and ask them to come and review the test plan. And it is within the testing team itself, only senior testers are joining me for reviewing my plan. Now I am the manager, I have written the plan, and I'm only moderating it. That means I'm asking who will come and join me for review. And probably I'm giving a narration on the test plan. Okay, look at this. This is the presentation. This is the schedule. This is the responsibility. This is the timeline. And people are listening to me. And then people come back with their questions. Okay, how about this? How about that? And can we just make it better because these things are going to be critical, or these things are not going to be complying with that. So yeah, this is what you call it as a walkthrough, where walkthrough the author only becomes the moderator. Okay, so I think that's quite clear. Okay, when it comes to syllabus, I think you need to follow that. The scribe is mandatory in terms if they have, because in the previous syllabus they were not concerned about this, but in 2018, if they have mentioned in the syllabus that scribe is mandatory, please stick to that because they will be having questions according to the syllabus, not according to me, or probably not according to the different understandings or any organization. So I would like to correct myself here that please stick to if that is mentioned in the syllabus. Probably I'm not recalling all the points on my presentation right now, so you can look forward to that. Okay, we have Prateek joining in here. Prateek, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us on the live session. Prateek has a question here. I'm experienced tester of 4 years and planning to give ISTQB exam. Can I give the exam without any study, or how much time required for preparation? Pratik, I do understand you have 4 years of experience. I have actually trained people with more than that as well who wanted to take the ISTQB foundation. But things will conflict in simple terms. What I would like to say that the industry practices are slightly different than what you find in the ISTQB syllabus. So just make sure that when you are preparing for it, just don't go for the examination directly. Give a look to the syllabus, what you have. Probably, if you want, you can also refer to my tutorials, which will give you a heads up, okay, how the things are being covered here. Because ISTQB is independent of any domain, independent of any organization, or any organization within practices like products. So product based organization also, they don't follow anyone, they just follow the basic terminologies, basic process based on which can be applied to any organization after that. So yeah, maybe your experience is absolutely fine, your understanding is really great with respect to the learnings what you had within your organization, but may conflict with some of the things within the organize or the certification. So I would recommend you to just go through the syllabus or at least listen to my tutorials online, which will give you an idea that how things are being asked by ISTQB, so that you can actually forget the industry practices what you're practicing right now for the time being, only for the certification. Once you're done with the certification, you are very well allowed to go back to your industry practices and follow the same. Because I have very good examples, I can say very bad examples rather, that people who got a little conflict with these kind of things, they actually could not clear the examination on their first go. And yes, within my corporate experience of training, there are such things where people have actually claimed to me that, okay, no, we don't call this as bug, we don't call this as a defect, rather failure is something else for us. So these small things will conflict, and your industry practices may not allow you to give the right answers for the ISTQB examination. So please orient yourself towards the syllabus before you actually take up the examination. Okay. uh, Jerry, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. It is really great to see you here. And can you tell us what is a task with an example? Okay, when you talk about task, that's from the automation point of view. That's a test automation solution. Now, when you say test automation solution, anything which supports your implementation of automation process is what we call it as test automation solution. For example, you wanted to automate your unit testing, or you wanted to automate your regression testing. Now, these two things are different, and probably you have different tools for that. Now, for unit testing, I have unit frameworks like JUnit, NUnit, XUnit. And for regression, I have different functional tools like Selenium, UFT, and many other things like that in market. So now, when I get this tool, that's a part of my solution. Like this tool is going to solve my issue to automate it. Second, what resources do you need additionally to do that? For example, I'll be automating this and feeding the data through Excel, where an automation framework is required to pull the data automatically from the Excel sheets and run my data driven test. And that is also a part of your solution. Then we further break an automation solution into different parts. For example, resources, then the tool, then the environment, and a lot of other factors. So yeah, this automation solution is combined approach of everything to automate an activity within your process. And it requires a lot of internal ingredients which can be combined together to be called as tasks. I hope that answers your query. We have Malashai to join us here. Welcome aboard. I want to make a career change and become a QA. What do I need to learn? I don't know what background you're coming from right now. And of course, welcome aboard. You want to be a part of our team and you want to become a QA. The very first thing is, of course, understand the basics of testing. If you need any proper training to understand the fundamentals, because the examination and syllabus does not cover everything what you would need to know to switch to a QA. But yes, it gives you a lot of ingredients what actually being a QA you must know, right? Understanding the test process, understanding the static testing, dynamic testing, test tools, test management, everything, but not complete things. For example, you don't understand what is SDLC model. You don't understand how Agile is being practiced in foundation level. You don't understand what is requirement engineering. You do not deal with test case preparation. You do not deal with automation scripts. So yeah, there are certain limitations based on your question here. Otherwise, ISTQB Foundation is fantastic to be taken to start your career as QA. So I would recommend Malasha you that you take a proper one-to-one or a classroom session or a instructor-led session on testing, and then look forward to get certified, which will give you a lot of recognition in terms of finding your job or first job of QA very easily. So once you have certification, your profile gets more valued into the market. If you go for second attempt of the course, will the fees be reduced? First of all, I don't appreciate that. Don't be offended, because I don't mean to say that I don't want to answer it, but I would always, recommend my participants that they can clear in one go. So I would always like to, wish you best for your first attempt. But yes, as a query, I'm trying to answer this. That is, for second attempt, the cost will be half the cost of your initial examination cost. So, irrespective of what board or what body you are appearing for, the reattempt cost is half the cost of your initial examination cost. All right, Pratik says, thank a lot, sir. I'm referring to your videos and it is great. Thanks for your suggestion. I'll work on it. It's all my pleasure, Pratik, and thanks for recommending my content. It's really a great pleasure for me that I could help you, and you can follow the tutorials. Let me know if you have any concerns. Jerry also says, thank you so much, sir. So it's my pleasure, Jerry. All the best and best wishes for your examination and preparation. So just give your best there. And of course, I say, to let me know if you have any queries beyond that, tutorials what I've provided. Since now examination will be online, how to do any rough work if needed? Yes, they give you a window. You have an online whiteboard available during that interaction. So yeah, the tool will have a whiteboard online. You can scribble on that using your mouse, or if you're using a stylus, something like this, you can scribble on the screen and do your rough work then and there itself. So you're not allowed to use any kind of physical paper or any kind of notebook. You have to just use everything within the online resource or proctor based examination module to do the rough work as well as answer your questions. So yeah, Vishal says, thank you so much. And also says, I have software support background, second and third line support. Okay, that's really great. SQL and XML knowledge, amazing. I think that will really boost up your preparation. That will actually act like a good foundation for you, Mishal. Sorry, I'm Malashai. However, I spell your name. I'm so sorry about that. That yes, this second line and third line support, information, if you have already working with your real-time experience and also SQL and XML, that will give you a lot of understanding with respect to the background of application development, and that makes your job easier to understand how an application can be tested, what kind of architecture will be behind this, because today is the era where we are actually talking about DevOps. We are talking about agile team, where agile development team is a club of developer and tester, and not specifically each one is given with a responsibility that you are a developer, you are a tester. Together they are called as a agile development team, and testers are equally required to know a lot of the basic things which is happening behind the application. And yes, this knowledge will actually help you a lot to follow your QA and build that foundation which probably a lot of people struggle to have. So yes, you are good to go, and this will actually act a lot to support your learnings of QA or testing fundamentals. So thanks for sharing that information. Now I know your background, so I think it's fantastic to switch to QA. It will be easy for you to find a good job. And I would like to wish you all the best to get a job in QA. Jerry says, can I have your mail ID? Yes, sure. You can find that in the community page of my channel. Also, meanwhile, I'm dropping it here on the chat. So if you have anything, feel free to drop me a mail and I'll be happy to answer your queries as usual. I think security is part of non-functional in new syllabus, but before that was in function testing. Why they changed that? I'm not sure about that. Which concern are you talking about? Because when it says security testing, it's not actually a functional testing. It's actually a non-functional testing. But when it comes to test analyst, he is the one who is responsible for executing that non-functional parameter, and that's where we actually try to deal with such things, which helps you to understand that whose role is what. So that confusion which we actually clarified when you come to advanced level certification, that is test analyst and technical test analyst. So right now you can consider that security is a quality characteristic, and any quality characteristic is a non-functional. But when you say security, not only non-functional, lot of functional parameters, for example login page, okay, or authentication to get inside any kind of validation. These things are some of the basic things. And what is basic? Functional. So probably from that point of view, they are talking about, but otherwise, that's absolutely completely different when it comes to the practical execution of that. So I hope that answers your queries. Do you also refer about any new open positions for QA in different firms? I'm so sorry about that. If in case I have anything, I'll definitely drop on my community. But generally, people don't come to me as a person of contact for any kind of recommendation or profile search, because probably I do not deal with placements. So none of the organization generally ask me. But yes, if I have any opportunities with me, you can be with my channel for the duration you want to be, and you may find any post coming up in future which will tell you if I have any support or recommendation for any of the jobs which will be helpful for you. So yeah, that's one thing I can say you right now. Jerry says, for ISTQB automation engineer certification, I'm preparing based on the syllabus and your session. Anything else do we need to refer? um yeah, anything else? That's what I always recommend my participants is these sample questions. So if you can find more sample questions with respect to that, or probably exploring and relating it to the real-time industry practices would be the best way to pass the examination. Not just a theoretical way, because you do understand automation is all about execution, a practical way of working with it. So just not theoretical understanding. You have to relate things back into your organization, that okay, this is TAS, this is TAA, test automation architecture, this is environment, how environment is actually impacting, how this influences a test automation solution, and those kind of things you need to actually relate in reality to respond to that. And once you have that understanding, is all you are done with. You can go ahead and shoot the examination. We have someone else joining us here, motivated Atma. Welcome aboard. Um, is automation engineering certificate is for tester or developers? It is for open to all. So anybody can take it, subjected who wants to get certified with automation skill sets, they can take up the certification. So there is no such prerequisite that you must be a developer or you must be a tester only. Anyone who is having a portfolio of automation tester or probably automating test can take up the certification for this. So you are free to go ahead, no matter if you are a developer or tester, you can take up this examination. So, okay, I think I have answered all the queries here because I was going through each comment every time. Do not forget to give me a like for this effort. So those who are available can just hit a like so that this video can reach a lot of people and they can also be addressed through if they have missed the live session. And that will really give a great help to others as well. And at the end, I think my time is up. If you have any questions, quickly you can drop it. I will be here just for 2 minutes more, and then I'll call up this live session. In future, you may come up with your recommendations to let me know if you need more time for such discussions so that I can extend it and keep more time for answering such questions in the future. So if you have any quick questions, just drop on the chat, or else anyways, I'm beyond my time. I wanted to do it for an hour, but yes, I was really happy and interested to answer your queries, and I didn't actually look at the time. So it's just 1 hour now, 1 hour, 5 minutes. So yeah, if you have anything quickly, and we'll be calling off in this 1 minute time. So thank you, legend. All right, so I'm not a legend basically, but yeah, I feel happy about teaching people. It's my passion when it comes to training. and delivering quality work to participants to help them. As we do not have anything else, I would like to wish all my viewers a very best wishes to prepare well for the examination. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, through YouTube channels, comments, or Twitter, or probably through my mail. And just let me know if you have any concern, you need any other support to prepare well for your examination, and I'll be always there to address your queries. So, thank you so much for being here. It was pleasure talking to all of you and addressing your queries. So, till then, I would say at the end, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video team and being live. Happy learning. Take care. Bye bye.